I think during this conclave we have been talking about the statistics. 27 million couple suffering with infertility. Only 1% of the entire infertile couple actually reaching out for treatment options. In terms of potential, we are talking about close to a million cycles, but today what we are doing is just about 10%, which is about a lakh, which has a great propensity in terms of growth. Industry is predicting that next 3 years it is going to be about 2,80,000 cycle, which is a great news for the industry. Yes, so this fertility industry, the fertility space itself is a growing industry. I think every player is doing well in the industry, so for sure, great future ahead. I think there are reasons. Let's understand the reasons why the tech startups or fertility startups are happening in the country today. I think technology plays a very vital role in terms of giving the best outcomes in terms of the success rates for IVF, right? So over a period of time, we have come a long way. We have seen various technologies which actually pushed the IVF success rate, which was probably once upon a time about 25-30%. Use the best of the technologies, you can actually push the fertility success rate to about 55 to 60%. So I think there's an immense potential for tech startups to in this ecosystem to breed and grow, right? And as far as service providers are concerned, I think there are a lot of still a lot of space for a lot of service providers, because previously we talked about the potential which the fertility space has. Yes, talking about regulatory or ethical framework, I think fertility space has a long journey to be covered. I was just talking in the panel that today out of 3,000 odd IVF centers, if you look at ICMR registered fertility clinics, there are hardly about close to about 400 odd, right? That is one. Second, I think in terms of accreditation process, hardly there are any in the country where they are actually accredited by certain agency like NABH or Quality Council of India. So it's important that as a service provider, you need to be self-disciplined, self-regulatory, and in terms of statutory compliant, you have to be 100%, no compromise there. In terms of standardizing or in terms of calling yourself the best, I think first you need to follow the best of the practices, right? It all begins with your values and your own ethics, because in fertility space, trust is very, very important. Trust of the customer, trust of the couple is very, very important. And you will actually gain the trust of the couple only if you are, following certain ethics and, being transparent in terms of what kind of, treatment you are giving to the patients. That's very, very important. Coupled with the entire, tech which we have been talking about, be it advanced tech, it all depends upon, the capacity of each of the service provider in terms of, what is the length which they can go up in terms of, getting or, getting the technology in. I think Fertility Conclave have come a long way, 5, events at different places, and it has been getting bigger and better because I have been attending this right in, Hyderabad, Mumbai, Chennai, and then we are here. I think a fantastic platform for all the key stakeholders of the fertility space to come together and discuss various issues. I think we had some interesting topics which we covered throughout the conclave. We talked about regulations, we talked about the tech support, we talked about the fintech companies which are actually helping the service providers. I think it was very interesting and great learning all throughout this series of conclaves which we are concluding today in Bangalore.